Hi, it's Andy here at Photech Video, and in today's video we're going to take a look at how we can use this small, simple snoot to modify the light in our images, especially the light which is hitting our background and our subject. We're also going to be looking at how this optical snoot can give similar or better results than the actual cheap metal snoot that I have here. Here in the studio with me today we have the super Sandra, who's going to be our model for this session. Hi Sandra.
Hi.
Thanks for coming with us. If you're interested in knowing more about Sandra, please check out her Instagram account, which you can see here on the screen. So if you want to know how a normal snoot or an optical snoot can affect your images, stick around. So as you probably realized, Sandra has these wonderful tattoos, one here on her neck and one a little bit further down. So what we're going to try to do is to capture an image of Sandra with just her head and these tattoos visible using one of these gobos, which comes with the optical snoot, which is the OT1 Pro 2 by the brand Soonpho. And for this example, I've decided to use one of the gobos, which instead of having a star like this, has a circle in the middle. So we're going to get a spotlight effect on Sandra. Before we take that image, I always like to make sure that I have 100% control over the lighting here in the studio. As you can see at the moment, you can see me and you can see Sandra because I have two video lights here which are illuminating the whole of the set. However, I don't want my camera to see absolutely anything of these lights. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust my settings in the camera to be able to eliminate all of the light in this room. And because this is something which I do on a regular basis, I can tell you that my settings are f5.6 with a shutter speed of 1/200th of a second, and the minimum ISO which I can get on my Panasonic Lumix S5, which is 100. So let's just take a shot first and see whether or not that's correct. So here we go. Don't worry, Sandra, we're not going to take any photo of you. This is going to be completely black. And there you go, as you can see, a completely black image. That means I have 100% control over the light, and now all I'm going to do is turn on this one flash which I have here right next to me. It's a Neewer Q3 200 watt flash, and it's attached to the optical snoot with that round gobo, which is going to create the spot effect. Okay, so let's give it a try. Let's see if what I want to do, which is to frame Sandra inside the spot, just her head and her tattoos. Let's see if we get it right. Are we ready, Sandra? 1, 2, 3, and... Okay, and there you go. An absolutely perfect spotlight that we have, which we can see there, Sandra's head and the tattoos on her neck and also on her upper chest. Okay, so now that we've got that set correctly, let's take a few photos where Sandra just moves her head a little bit from one side to the other so that we can get several examples. Okay, so that looks absolutely superb. You can see that the gobo did its job. I'm just going to take that gobo out now so you can see what it looks like. So it just has that little hole there in the middle. All right, so we're going to change gobos and we're going to get a different effect. This time, what we're going to try to do is to get the light more on Sandra's upper body. At the moment, we're going to use the gobo actually on the subject as well as the background, and then afterwards we're going to see how we can move the subject away from the background and use the gobo, use this optical snoot just to create the background and no effect on our subject itself. So, are we ready then, Sandra? You can move as much as you want. We can see then again that we have a beautiful effect, a perfect circle around Sandra, and this interesting pattern which is hitting her and also hitting the background. We're going to change just one more time here in the gobo, which we use in front of Sandra, and then we'll go behind and just illuminate the background. And we'll illuminate our subject with our key light, which is going to be with a softbox. Okay, so now we're going to change positions. We're going to change our key light. At the moment, our key light is this optical snoot. We're going to use the optical snoot now for the background, and we're going to set up a key light here with a softbox to be able to illuminate Sandra from the front. So back in just a minute. Okay, so basically what we've done now is we've taken the optical snoot, which was here, and we've moved it off to one side. You can't actually see it in this video, but it's over there. The reason it's over there is because I needed it to be wider behind Sandra, okay? So we've put a gobo in, which gives a brick type effect, and we have our key light here, which is another Neewer Q3 200 watt, and it has a softbox attached, an octabox attached, which has a grid on the front. The reason it has a grid on the front is because I want to control the spill of light, and I don't want the light to illuminate the background too much, because we want the snoot to illuminate the background, okay? So are we ready, Sandra? Let's give this a try. Okay, and we're just going to change this background one more time, and this time what we're going to put in here is a window blind effect behind her. Okay, so I've just added the gobo for the Venetian blind effect behind Sandra, so let's give that a try. Okay, so there you go, another example of how your optical snoot can illuminate your background without affecting your subject. And now, just to finish off before we go, let's take a look and see what we can do with this optical snoot, okay? So what I'm going to try and do here is to put the optical snoot on this flash, on this S bracket, and then I'm going to put a small grid on the front to control the spill of light. And we're going to have Sandra right up against the wall so that the light coming from the snoot is affecting both the background and Sandra. So now we've changed things around. We have our key light right up against the wall. Again, it's the Neewer Q3 200 watt, and I've attached the snoot to the front of our S bracket, and on the front of that snoot I've attached a small grid. I want to control the light as much as possible, which is going to hit our background and go out at an angle and illuminate the background, illuminate Sandra, and leave a beautiful long shadow behind her. So are we ready, Sandra? After 3, 1, 2, 3, and okay, that looks absolutely superb. You can see the idea and the final result are more or less the same. So let's take a few example images using this light against the wall. So Sandra, do your thing. Okay, so there you can see the difference between using a cheap metal snoot, which is attached to the front of your flash, this time with a grid, and a more expensive optical snoot, which has gobos and also has a focusing lens on it. We're just going to do one more thing now. We're going to take off the grid on this optical snoot to see how the light spills out more on the background and on Sandra. And there you go. Who says that shadows are ugly? I love shadows in my photos. I love the shadows on the face, on the body, on the background, the shadows which the subject creates on the background itself as well. So there you go. We've seen how we can use our optical snoot with gobos like this on the subject itself, which hits the subject and the background. We've seen how we can use these gobos on just the background itself and separate our subject away from that background. And then we've seen how we can use a traditional snoot, first of all with the grid attached, and then without the grid, which gives a wider spill of light. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it interesting. If you have, please click on the like button and share it with any friends or family who you think might find it interesting, or any social media groups that you are a member of. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, ring on that notification bell to be notified every time a new video drops on my channel. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. I love reading your comments, I always answer your questions, and interacting with my channel is a great way for me to know the kind of content that you'd like me to create in future videos. You'll find affiliate links to gear used in the making of this video in the description section down below. If you do purchase something through one of these affiliate links, thank you for supporting the channel. The price to you will be the same, and I will receive a small commission which will help me to continue creating content for you here on my channel. Okay, so all that remains for me to say is thank you so much to Sandra for being with us today. Thank you, Sandra. You did an excellent job.
Thank you so much. Thank you for you.
It's a real pleasure. It's a real pleasure. Please remember, if you want to know more about Sandra, please check out her Instagram account, which you'll find here on the screen. So until the next time, this is Andy at Photech Video signing off. Take care and be safe.